Hello, Brian and Stacy Yates. Just wanted to do a quick walkthrough. I've got a few questions and things about your CAD design that I wanted to go over. I felt like it'd be appropriate just to give you a little tour of what I've drawn so far and compare it with what Brian has drawn. So let's start over here with the main vanity area. Let's see, one thing to note, looking at your dimensions here, now I don't know how much you wanted me to stay true to these dimensions, but it looks like you've allowed about 1 inch for all of the styles between everything. And then it says 2 inch from wall, so I'm assuming a 2 inch on the end here. So that's kind of what I drew. I did a 2 inch. I did a 1 inch between everything here, here. Notice that my overall wall length I came up with was like 101.5. This was kind of my safe to build width. I usually will give us a little bit of play room to get it in. Pretty close to what you had with 102 over here. You'll notice that because we did the 2 inch here, then we've got the foot detail, but then we only did the 1 inch here. Kind of looks a little bit lopsided to me. I typically do 1.5 inches everywhere on a face for when I'm doing this inset style. This was Stacy's reference drawing or reference picture. Notice that this is wider. I'm betting this is probably like a 2 inch. I understand the need for width wise to have kind of a narrower style. Just you're trying to fit a lot in here. But that is something we need to decide for sure. Just for reference, if I were to go through here, let's see. I'm just going to go inset cabinetry just for a few reference photos here. So, of course, these are probably prefab inset with 1.5 inch styles, and then because they've joined together, that's 3 in the middle. But the true custom inset, most of the time, is going to have, this might be 1.25 inches, but more likely it's probably a full 1.5 inches with a about 2.25 style here, and then this being 1.5 inches approximately across. Look at a couple more real quick. Again, this is like a prefab RTA made inset, so it's 1.5 inches joined together. It's surprising how many of those you see whenever you just type in inset cabinets. These are not custom inset. This is more of a custom inset, and that's 1.5 inches. Anyways, so that's something to think about. The other thing to think about is in your drawing, it does look like your stiles and rails of your doors are pretty narrow. That might just be just a consequence of your drawing, but it could also be the narrow shaker. Let's see if they have narrow shaker in an inset. Slim shaker inset. Here's one. Okay, so this one has like approximately a 1 inch style for the drawers, 1.5 inches everywhere else. So that would be an option. But then we'll just need to decide, are we just doing the narrow shaker on just these little tiny drawers, or should we do that everywhere? That's not the style that she has over here. This style, it has more like a 2 3/8. It's got some kind of inside edge detail. around every one of these. See if I can zoom in a little bit. Almost looks like a bead inset. I think there may be a bead on the inside of the face frame too. Yeah, this definitely looks like it has like a bead here and then some kind of bead on the detail on the inside here. Let me know if that's something that you're wanting. Anyways, let's look here. So I've done these shelves here on the sides. Of course, they'd be adjustable. This is barrister, so I'm assuming like this door flipping up and sliding in. I'll probably use a flipper door hardware for that. Let's see, they have like a up and under style. It kind of slides up and in. Yeah, something like this one right here. I'll note that these doors are pretty tiny. And we can do a door 8-inch. Is that 7 and actually 7 and something, 7/7/8 or so. Oh, that is pretty narrow door. I can see the aesthetic of it though with the little doors. It said pull out drawer with racks. Is this? Are you intending like? I guess I need to double check what you intend for this. This might be somewhere where we can gain a little bit of extra room if we want to adjust anything. I suppose I didn't, you know, I'm realizing now that yours does not line up here, which I don't know how pivotal it is for you. I've got mine lining up straight across here. Let me know if that's something you want me to adjust and bring this down so it's a taller front. Let's look at it just in a 3D view. Something else that stands out to me is, I understand why you did it, having this 4 inches and then you had this match. It looks like I actually have mine slightly off right now. But I would say that it might make sense just to have the doors go all the way up to here. Have less, not try to match the reveal on top of the arches. Otherwise, I mean, I like this overall look, and I'll say this is quite the drawing you've done here. This is good stuff here, especially since you apparently, Stacy said you're not a cabinet maker, but sure looks like a cabinet maker's drawings, so that's pretty cool. Let's look at. I'm going to move over to the closet stuff. 3D show all. Okay. So I guess the biggest like discrepancy with the closet design with your drawing was allowing 18 inches for the hanging. You know, your clothes, no matter what, are going to be 22, 23. I usually try to allow full 24 inches. So the edges of the clothes are likely to be sticking out past that 18 no matter what, which matters especially here. So in order to keep everything at that 18 depth, I've kind of drawn in a couple of hangers with clothing here, just to kind of show you and what we can do. So I've still got this as 18, and then I've kind of got a little 6-inch built-in thing here, and it kind of makes an L shape. That'll allow your hanger to go back kind of like these here. I'm going to hide the walls right quick so we can actually see some more of this. Okay, there we go. Let me look at it from down here. So I've got my hanging rod centered at, I think I've got it centered right at 12 inches right now from the back wall to the center of the rod. That's a pretty common measurement. You can technically cheat it back 11 inches or so, but I'm allowing 24 inches from this point to our verticals. So that even applies over here where we've got our shelving stack. Then you'll have your hanging in this unit. Right now I've got it drawn with all double hanging. Looks like maybe you intended some section of long hanging. Let me see here. Your drawing. It does say long hanging here, so I'm assuming this means long single hanging here. Maybe you meant long hanging here too. So let me know if that's what you mean, like one single rod. If so, then I can edit this unit and edit this unit. Okay, I hit a few more walls so that we can kind of see what's going on. Obviously, you will have a wall that sticks out just half an inch past these units. We'll need to decide for sure what kind of countertop. Do you just want me to build a wooden top to kind of cover this here and then also this here? Or if you're going to do a stone countertop similar to the vanity, or similar to the sink section in the bathroom. So for this here, I've drawn a long, tall, single door. You could put a mirror in this, and then I made this the same width. You would have your cut out of the top of your whatever countertop you have here, so you can stick your clothes down into it and have a hamper down in here. I'm thinking you could, it said jewelry drawers or jewelry storage, so we can use the inside of this, maybe have like some little drawers, and then maybe like you can do like some hanging jewelry storage, an option there. Note that because we're doing 18 inches from here in depth, the clothes are probably going to stick out a little past, depending on what you hang up here, they're going to stick out past this here. So same thing will happen here. Let me go to a side profile view of this here. Let's see. Okay, so let me copy and paste this guy to so this is my face view. I guess it doesn't quite show it. Anyways, it's going to stick out past one of these. Oh, here, this is what I'll do. I'll just look at the side view of this. There you go. So this is like max, probably 22.5. That's going to be like the max tip of some of your longer shirts. And it will stick over past all the drawers. The only other option, if you didn't want anything sticking past your shelves and your drawers, would be to bring this stuff out deeper. But then that's obviously limiting your space, your floor space, everywhere else. Also, let's see, this unit right here. So I've just got these drawers so that they pull out from here, right? And then I've just got a fake panel back here on the back side. Since it's only 18 inches, I figured probably just one 15-inch deep drawer per unit here. You can pull out so 3 drawers. Show everything again. Okay, and I'll turn the walls back on for a minute. And thanks for your patience on the drawing time. I honestly spent quite a bit of time trying to wrap my brain around a little bit this, but really it really took me a little while to truly wrap my brain around all of this and really try to decide how to tackle it, especially considering the very specific sizes and whatnot. Oh, that's something else. You drew a 3-inch here. I didn't know how particular you were about that 3 inches. I've drawn it with a 2-inch right now. But like I said, most of the time I would do 1.5 inches everywhere for all my rails and stiles. So let me know what you think about all this, and if you have any answers to my questions or any other questions, or you already see anything you'd like me to revise, then let me know. Thank you.